Right now, with this current heat wave, and it's forecasted to go on for a couple more days, I believe, into the weekend, we've actually opened up a couple of cooling centers, well, a cooling center in town up at the middle school, in conjunction with Kids Day, working with our fire chief, Chief Coleman. We've put out a message and a press release about if you're in need of relief from this hot weather and can't find anything, please come up to the middle school. We've got the cafeteria and the gymnasium opened up. That'll be available to you, so you've got that. So we're keeping our eye out in looking at the usage of that if we get any at all. The other thing, it's hurricane season. So with this weather, we're keeping an eye out on tropical storms and how that might impact the area, making sure we're prepared and ready for any of those that come our way.
I was reading in the Sun Chronicle, I believe it was the third week in July, there was a story about how the northeastern United States primed to be hit by one or two hurricanes, either this season or next season. Certainly disturbing.
Well, it's always a concern, right? And these are, it seems the storms of late have been pretty large storms and can be very, coming out of Superstorm Sandy, a number of years back, right? We saw that was a tropical storm, not a full-blown hurricane by the time it got here, and it still had an enormous storm surge and put a lot of rainfall into the area. So we're always looking at how to be prepared. Forecasters would say that we're due for a larger storm, a Category 3. Unlikely that we would see a Category 5 this far north because of the cooler water temperatures, and it would just diminish the energy that it would be able to draw. But Category 3 definitely not out of the realm of possibilities.
Do you have somewhere a binder that, okay, looks like a hurricane may hit, we are going to take these steps, or do you start planning a week or so before? Well,
we do have a number of checklists that we do that we work in conjunction with Massachusetts Emergency Management, MEMA, right? And we have a number of actual software and tools that help us track. One of the principal tools that we use is called HurrAvac. And you learn how to use this software from a number of places, but I was fortunate enough to go down to the Hurricane Training Center down in Florida and go through a number of classes that showed you how to use it, how to understand when the winds would arrive, when the surge would arrive, where the likely impacts might be based on the models, how to read the models and what they tell you. So that's really one of our key things, and that triggers a number of different actions that we have in town to prepare and be ready. But we've got a great team here. We're ready for anything. Knock on wood, it won't happen, but we're ready if it does.
And probably the biggest plus the town has, and it has nothing to do with you, it's North Attleboro Electric. I mean, talk about an electric company that's proactive. I mean, they're always, during the summer, trimming trees so that, God forbid, you do get extreme weather, the likelihood of a big limb falling and knocking out power is very minimal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's important to note that if something like that does happen during a storm, they can't be up on bucket trucks until the storm subsides, the winds make it safe to do so. And once again, North Attleboro is lucky to have NAED.
What a great partner, and working with Pete Schiffman and his team, like you said, they're constantly looking at how to maintain and keep power on here in town, and it's something that the community really has a great asset, and just lucky to have them as a good partner.